It's going to happen. Hope your Star Wars days going all right. On an earlier note, I might do a Phantom Menace retrospective. Everybody's doing it for May the 4th, but I want to wait till we get closer to the date of May 16th to May 19th because that's when the movie came out. So I'm going to wait for it would get lost in the algorithm of other big YouTubers talking about the Phantom Menace with Star Wars Day going on. So we'll focus on that later. Okay. Um, there are times where, like a lot of true force loneliness people will tell you, it's not your fault, it's her fault. And sometimes that is true. There are things that we do wrong or the things that she does wrong. Uh, she'll blame you for it. That will happen. Um, but there are times where we screw up, and sometimes we screw the fuck up. And she will always be disappointed. Like, even if you try to be, you try to be as good as you can, you're going to make a mistake. And sometimes it's a careless mistake. Can the mistake be fixed? Is the question. I don't know. I don't really know if it can be fixed. What I do know is that you try to do better than the last relationship, or even if it's just platonic or it's an acquaintance. I have like since removed myself from coworkers or people I would ever like have an everyday talk with. There are girls that create their own drama. There are girls who are too timid and you can't budge them. It's wrong to hit on the girls at the counter, the counter girls, the clerk girls, because a lot of them are putting on a face for you 5 hours a day. Who knows what they're like when the camera's turned off and their shift is over? They could be a completely different person, and you have to watch out for that. Um, I have made mistakes. Some of the earliest mistakes was giving too many gifts, buying too many presents, or making too many drawings, and she would get annoyed. So I had to tone that down. And that was me in my teenage years, where I would just, when we're teenagers, we're horny, dumb fucks with a boner. We want to party. We want to do stupid shit. We want to jump on the high branch. We want to do tricks on the stairs. We want to slide down the banister or jump between the ledges on a skateboard. We want to do, all kinds of drugs, all kinds of shit, and impress the girls and bug the girls. Okay. And even still in our 20s, we do a bit of that, but not as much. Then we get to our 30s and 40s, we think, oh, fuck. And we develop our own PTSD of, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have fucked with that. And it happens. And nothing you could do about it. It happened. It happened. Either you can fix it or you can't. Either you can bump into her 20 years later and she's in a different spot than where she was, where the thing you did to her doesn't mean anything anymore. Something worse happened to her. Um, as one YouTuber said, you gotta differentiate when you help someone because you care about them, and then there's the romantic sexual side. There are just a lot of things we do wrong, and I have to be mindful of when I make a careless mistake. There are some people in this world I don't ever want to hurt feelings. Some people, if they hate me at prejudice, they're going to always hate me, so I don't really care if I hurt their feelings. Um, I just don't know, man. I just don't know. When it comes to these things, I just want to do right. I don't want to fuck it up. I don't want it to mean nothing. I want it to mean something. But I told girls like in my 20s, I used to write long love letters to them in my 20s. I used to follow them around. I used to be stupid about these things. Because I didn't get loved enough at home. When your father gives you PTSD, your mom doesn't give a shit, your sisters are fighting for attention. Where's the love at? You have to go get it somewhere else. So I did some dumb shit at 20s. 30s, I still did some of that stuff, but by the time I hit 40s, I was just done. Um, and I think I've said this before, but I haven't. The last time I was actually on a date was 2017. Did talk to a coworker way back in 2019, 2020, but nothing ever left the offices. Um, very, very short. We got each other New Year's Day cards or New Year's Eve cards. Um, I like her, but I don't think anything was going to come out of it. Um, One girl I remember, she was way younger than me. She was barely out of high school, and she was upset that I didn't know the favorite band she liked. So that was a little bit more on her than me. Um, Sometimes we get into an argument and we don't say we're sorry. We don't say we fucked up. Other times, a blind date goes horribly wrong. I don't have a solution for any of you who are trying to get out of that loneliness. If there's somebody, and there's gonna look at, I don't care what other TFL people say. I don't go by their YouTube channel. I don't go by their influence. I go by my influence towards you and what my influence would say or not say. It's okay to fall for a female, but remember how you fucked up the last time, or how she fucked up the last time, and how you have to deal with that when you go to the next person. Um, but you're always going to make a mistake, even if it's the person that is quote unquote ideal. You just don't know. You just don't know until you get to that point. But hopefully, you don't make the exact same mistakes as before, because there's nothing you can really do about it. What can one do in a situation? Um, you try to dress right. You put on the right deodorant. Um, you try to be as confident. I mean, confidence does matter. It really does. Even if it's telling her to go fuck off at the end of it, that's being confident. It's just not. It just didn't. The movie didn't end the way you wanted it to. So I have some recent problems that I had to work out now, and I may reveal them to you later on. I may tell you later on. I may not. But I feel really bad right now. I don't feel great. I know it's Star Wars Day, but I don't feel good. It's okay. It's okay to feel bad on a day that you should feel good, but you're going to feel bad. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel disappointed. Um, so when I say you're always going to disappoint her, um, her in the title refers to any and all females that you encounter. You're going to disappoint them. I've disappointed my mother. I've disappointed my sisters. I've disappointed my aunt. Okay, my tia. Disappointed a lot of people. But when it comes to relationships, there's always going to be that thing. So, like with one person, she screwed up, but I screwed up too. So I really screwed up. And I thought I was doing the right thing and I was doing the wrong thing. Um, it's not easy being a male. Guys, we're the ones that have to bring the flowers. We have to bring the chocolate. We have to do all the hurdles for a female when she is a lady in waiting. The girl just has to be like, she can just make all the rules, which is kind of unfair in a lot of ways. But I'm hoping the smarter females out there within the sound of my voice can understand that a lot of times it's difficult for us, and we just don't know what we're doing. Um, we just don't know what we're doing. So I have to take a step back a moment on some things. And even if this person and I don't really know each other well, the important thing is that I have been genuine and sincere in just almost everything I say and do. So I made a mistake that would betray her trust. And she goofed, but I goofed worse. So trust is important. Um, get her to trust you, even if it's on half truths, until you can tell her everything and show her everything. You know, that's going to be a tough thing. At the same time, try not to be an idiot. Um, but if she fires the first shot at you when you were just being polite, that's what enforces the TFL mentality, I guess. When she's trying to be mean to you at prejudice. And I have met many females like that. Um, these days, despite what I'm saying, I don't go out on dates. I don't use the Facebook friends thing or Tinder, and I would not date a coworker because it's too much. Because if that backfires, no. If I have a new job, I would not go with a coworker. Though that leaves the people in the neighborhood or somebody who talks to me online. That's about it. Um, I think most of you know my life story as to why I never got married at 35 or had a nice office job with 3 or 4 kids. I was traumatized. My father traumatized me to not getting married. My mother too. My mom was not as aggressive as my father, but they both disappointed me. I think that's why we do that. That's why we are forced as incels to do the things we do. And one of the reasons I did that is because I just don't, you have to know the person. And once you know the person, it's not until someone looks at you and talks to you, you can look at their face, you can read their facial expressions, and you can tell what they want. And the more comfortable, when someone's being honest, especially with females, if they can talk to you as much as I'm talking to you right now. If they talk to you on this level that I'm talking to you, even if they are semi-personal and don't tell you everything, which they wouldn't, then that's a good sign. When they lie to you and tell you 3 or 4 word sentences, or they don't answer very much, that's a problem. I know when people lie when they just don't speak full sentences. That's just how it is. And sometimes it's our fault. I made mistakes. And I think if I had gone back and fixed them, would I be with that person? Would I be with this person? I don't really know. I think mostly no. There's nothing I could have done. Um, but two ways that, or three actually. Usually, if I'm on a blind date and the girl is disappointed what she sees, then we're not talking again. Or maybe if I am. If I say or do the wrong thing, usually in a love letter, which I have not written in a long, 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 long time. Okay. And three is if I choose not to speak to her anymore. If I choose not to speak to her anymore, then that's the other way it ends. So keep these things in mind. I'll talk to you all again soon. I got a Gandhar review. I may post some more content. Let me see how I feel. If you don't feel it, don't post it. Don't make it. I don't know what's going to happen with the future of my channel and monetizing, but every time you all view my stuff, you all subscribe or you like, or if you want to, I have a Cash App. If you want to donate money or if you want to send mail, it's always appreciated. Every little bit helps, man, because I don't know what's going to happen to me. Take care.